This is Evan with Smoky Ridge Adventures, and I just wanted to show to you the recent bike that we got. Here it is. This is the cheapest DRZ or DR that we could find on the internet. This is a 01 DRZ 400, and I'm not going to tell you what we paid for it, but it was pretty cheap. So we'll go over what we got when we bought this thing. We picked it up yesterday. We made some videos, some clips of us going down to look at it. I knew it would be rough. The guy came down on the price, and I knew it was going to be a little rough, but it does run. That was another thing. Had to be a running bike. So we'll start up front. You can tell that the fairing is busted. Sorry. The fairing is busted. You do have the wonderful S front fender. The brakes on the front are okay. They could use a little bit more. They're okay, but they're not great. So I think we're going to bleed them, and I don't have pads. We stopped on the way back and bought some stuff. Just go ahead and get started on it. So I do have pads for the front. We need a speed ring for the speedometer. I'm not too worried about that. I would like to get the odometer working. It says it has 18,000 miles, but there's no telling how long that speed ring, or how long it ain't been working. So I don't know how many miles it's got. Coming back to the engine, the engine runs good. The only red flag that I had is I asked the guy to not start it until we got there. And when I got there, it was hot. Not just warm, but hot. Not like overheating hot. I thought he just ran it. So that worried me. When I came out this morning and done a cold start up, it fired instantly. So I dodged a bullet on that one. Of course, this morning may have been a fluke, but this morning when it done a cold start, it fired up like within a turn. I did open the box up. It does not have a 3x3 mod, so therefore I'm thinking that the guy, he said he ain't had it long. I don't know. You know how people are. They'll say stuff. It's not been really souped up. As you can tell, it is disgusting. When we get on the other side, I'll show you what that's coming from. Looks like he sprayed some type of lithium or something like that on the chain. The chain and sprocket, I haven't looked at the front sprocket, but the back sprocket looks good. The new tires was on it. It does have, coming up top, as I said, the odometer and speedometer does not work, but I have my phone, so I can use GPS, and I'll probably do that. Another thing, no mirrors. We did not have mirrors. So that's another thing that I had to buy, or, you know, I'm going to have to buy. Front brake works good. Like I said, we're going to probably bleed that. As you can see, it's a little bit dark, the fluid is. But Tucker had just done that on his KTM, so he still has some fluid left over. So he's going to help me out with that. So that won't necessarily be an expense. When we was running it, low beam don't work, so I did order a new headlight. Coming over here to the other side of the engine, the gas in the tank is old, which makes it smell terrible, so we're going to be draining that out. This is just the next morning. I wanted to make this video and show you what we got for the cheapest running DRZ. We do have an oil leak right here on that hose. It is cracked. We thought that it had crankcase ventilation, but I do not think it does. I thought maybe O-rings was going out, or was out on it, and it needed some, but I don't think that's the case. It runs really good. The cold start was good, and since we took it off and put it back on yesterday, and it's not leaking like it was yesterday. So I don't know what changed, but that has taken care of it. As you can see, the radiator did take a hit. It does not seem to be leaking out. I haven't seen any leaks. It was full yesterday, so we'll keep an eye on that. Coming up top, if you know anything about DRZs, The oil plug is here. You have to run them for a little while and then check the oil. Went to check the oil yesterday and that dipstick is broke. So there's another part we have to buy. These bars are DRZ, I don't know if you can see that, KLX DRZ 110 bars. So they are pretty narrow. They do fine, but they're really narrow. So I'd like to have something a little wider. And I don't think I'll be able to get bark busters excuse me, on there with the way it's set up. They do have breakaway, brake, and clutch, 2-finger. They're not the full style, and I really like them. They do pretty good. As you can see, a massive exhaust leak. I'm thinking about doing a slip-on. I don't know, because like I said, this is the cheapest bike, and I don't want to just throw money into it. For the price we got it for, I wouldn't have been surprised if we didn't have to do a top-end rebuild on it. But riding it home yesterday, it seemed to do pretty good, and that leak did stop. So I'm going to clean it all up today, and we'll see what comes back. But I wanted to make this video letting you know what we had. Here is our main issue. Tucker went with me, and we both rode this bike, and it had 0 rear brakes. I'm 250 pounds and was standing on the back brake and was not slowing down. So on the way back from it, we had to drive a couple hours to pick it up. On the way back, we stopped and bought brake pads, and when we went to put them on, the sliders was completely stuck, and the brake pads was gone, but the sliders was stuck. We did get them freed up some, and yesterday I was able to get it to stop. Not great, but I was able to get it to stop with the rear brake, and this morning on pavement was the first time that I've been able to get it to lock up on pavement. So that is getting better. We're still going to flush it, and we're going to take these out again and see if we can get them cleaned up and greased up. They was just, apparently it's set, and that's what the guy said, and that looks like the case. Other than that, I thought I might have to do a rebuild, but I was just going to kind of run it as long as I could. But it seems okay, and I may be wrong on that. The seat, it's okay. I'd like to have another one. Another thing, like I said, I don't know how much money I'm going to put into it. We'll ride it for this season, finish this season off with it, and potentially next season. I do have a tag already on it. As you can see, no tail or no turn signals on the rear. Therefore, so I ordered a whole new rear tail light kit. We're going to fix that. So it's not pretty. We're going to take the graphics off. It did come with a new rear fender, a black rear fender to match, so we're going to take that off and switch the plastics over to black. The headlight, we do not have a headlight bezel. I'm going to run it like that for a while. I ain't figured out yet if I want to go with a rally fairing or just a regular fairing. So I'm kind of waiting to see what I want to do. But here, I'm gonna sit you guys right here, possibly, and I'm gonna start it up. Hopefully Jens will sit there. It is warm. I've been riding it this morning, so this ain't a cold start. So let's see if it starts. Started up. As you can tell, it says 18. I don't know if you can see that in there. 18,105 miles on the odometer. I don't know if that's the case. As you can see, we're on low beam right now, no beams. But we do have high beams. So I've been running on high beams. The front turn signals do work. Those do work. The back brake, the brake light does work. It's not great. So we're just replacing all that. Clean it up. It's ugly looking. So yeah, that's what we bought. And to be able to ride it home yesterday, I put $13, I think, in the rear brake. And that's all we had to do to get it to be able to ride home. I could have rode it home without the back brake, but that's a little iffy. So I did put new back brakes on it. and that's all I had to do to ride it home from Tucker's. We hauled it back, but I rode it home from Tucker's for 30 minutes-ish, give or take. I do have front pads. I do have an oil change. Now, talking about the stuff that I have ordered, and I do have the rear fender. I do have a clutch cable, but it does not need it. It's smooth right now, but I do have it in case I need it. It came with the bike. I do have mag case, or case savers. They're blue, but whatever, we got them. We're gonna throw them on there. They came with it. Like I said, the rear fender. I have ordered. You know what? Let's just wait on what we order. We do have some stuff coming that'll make it look a little bit more updated. As you know, these are the same bikes for 20 some years. I mean, this is 2024 and it's pretty much the exact same bike. So we do have some stuff coming to kind of clean up the look. The wrap is going. Will we put another one on it? Yes, eventually, probably. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know if I want to change the tank. Depends on how much I like the bike, on whether when it comes springtime, if I want to keep it or if I want to get something else. If I decide to keep it, I will put a tank on it, and I will put a Trail Tech instrument cluster on it. So that is the bike. This is was the cheapest, really anything, Dualsport bike, 400 or up, that I could find that was not Chinese. And honestly, it's probably cheaper than some of those Chinese ones. Even the used ones. It is a 2000. I don't know how many miles is on it. I know what it says, but obviously it ain't been working. Don't know how long it's been. But that's not the issue. We looked it over. We thought it might have some issues. I went ahead and pulled the trigger anyway. But it seems to run pretty good. So yeah, so make sure to follow along as we kind of update this thing, at least into like a stage 1 build, just to get it decent, to where we might be able to make a little money off of it if we decide to get rid of it, or just make it where I like it. That's the main thing that I'm going for right now, is just get it where I like it. And if we decide to keep it, we'll do a stage 2 build, where if that's the case and the route we go, then we'll do like an adventure type build on it, and we'll really kind of throw more money into it. But I want to make sure that it's something I want to put that kind of money into. So anyway, outside of the bike, right now, with everything that I have, I'm sitting at about $200 of stuff, including the oil change, brakes, everything to get it in good condition, I feel like. So as you can see, sitting here idling away. I'll come around here and I'll show you. There ain't no smoke. You can see, ain't no smoke coming out the exhaust. You could see some come out of there, but it is what it is. So yeah, but that is our new bike. So be sure to follow along as we update this thing. Thanks guys, like and subscribe.